coming up next week is the Cupping Your Coal European Identity and Cloud Conference 2024. This is an event that's been going on for, I think, like 5, 6, 7 years. It's been around a minute, and it is a place where folks from the kind of security, digital identity, decentralized identity, the whole swath of kind of fields related to identity come together and talk about some of the issues and conversations that are happening in the industry. So as you can see on the screen right now, Sam will be speaking on a couple of panels, doing a couple of discussions. We will also have our Indicio team on site to talk to our friends and colleagues and customers who are going to be on site. But Sam, I wanted to learn and have you talk a little bit more about the panels and discussions that you're going to be leading next week.
Absolutely. So the first one here is the post-quantum discussion. Quantum cryptography is changing the nature of how we do cryptography with the advancements in quantum computing. And so we'll be discussing. I'll be presenting alongside Steve McCowan, who's also present in the open source communities that we interact with. And we are discussing the implications of this and what will need to be adjusted and accommodated moving forward to ensure our continued security and in the principles of decentralized identity and how it applies there. So we'll be talking about how it applies to DIDs, how it applies to verifiable credentials, and how it applies to DIDCOM as three of the foundational technologies there. We will the panel as well that's on the screen. We'll be talking about reusable identity and how that happens. That's a little bit of a broad topic, and I'll be on that panel with a handful of others. The main point there is that decentralized identity can do a heck of a lot for reusable identity, for streamlining KYC processes and saving money and speeding the whole processes along. There's one thing that I'm not really listed on if you go looking at the schedule. I have a very, very minor role in a discussion that's on the 4th. It's a presentation being given by Kim Hamilton Duffy of the Decentralized Identity Foundation. And she'll be doing an overview of a lot of different technologies. And a few of those minutes we'll be talking about the OpenID DIDCOM work that has been pioneered by ID Union and Artur Philip and others there, but too many names to list. But Artur's going to be there and on stage as well for just a few minutes, talking about the power of bridging these two technologies, the OpenID for verifiable credentials protocols alongside DIDCOM, why that's useful and how it's done. There's some really great work that ID Union's been doing, and that will be a part of that. That's like a 2-hour session, and that will be just a few minutes of a larger thing. So those are the things we'll be involved in, and we're also going to be around. And so if you're there, we would love to see you. Please say hello. We'd love to have a conversation and talk to you.
So we know from our European customers, people are talking about OpenID, they're talking about EIDAS, they're talking about EUDI, they're talking about a lot of the stuff that Indicio is following, Indicio supporting, and Indicio is working on for our customers. How do you see some of those conversations happening? What do you think people are going to be talking about? What are going to be the hot topics next week?
There's a lot of people there to learn. There's so many topics and so many angles that there's not very many people that have the full understanding of absolutely everything. And so there's a lot of people that are curious about what the pace is, what the timeline's going to be. In the post-quantum discussion, lots of folks want to know, like, well, when do I need to do this? When do I need to pay attention? And we'll have information about that. And so there's a lot of conversations where people are trying to remain informed and so they can make strategic decisions about how all that's going on. We at Indicio are, of course, working hard to provide support for our customers on all these aspects. And to satisfy the requirements that they have and integrate with the communities that they're working with. So that's quite important. There's also a lot of eyes on the European Union, even outside the European Union, for some of the things they're doing, both for things that work and things that might not, so that people can adjust their own plans based on the projects that are going on there. So we're very excited to be there and have those conversations.